enough with the leniency, enough with worrying about the criminal and not worrying about the victim.
Strong words from the chief tonight as we follow breaking news from Southeast Wichita. The police department confirming a 3-month-old. A 3-month-old is dead. 2 women are in critical condition following a shooting tonight near Pawnee and Oliver. We have Team 12 coverage for you tonight. Both Dylan Domeng and Brandon Stitt are on the scene of that shooting. Let's begin with Brandon tonight, who has just been briefed by the police chief himself and is learning more details in this investigation. Brandon, what do we know?
Mike, it's a tragic event here at Sugar Creek Apartments in Southeast Wichita. As we've learned, a 3-month-old is dead following a shooting into an apartment. 2 women, 24 years old, also in critical condition after being shot. We do have sound from Chief Joe Sullivan. He's very angry tonight following another incident of young people falling victim to gun violence. As of right now, we do know that police are in the area of 31st Street South at El Pico. We don't know if that is directly related to this, but it is only a mile away, and they are still actively looking for a suspect. They do confirm, though, that no one has been arrested. Now, we have that full interview of Joe Sullivan. He is very emotional, and he is very angry at this gun violence. We have the whole 3-minute interview that we had right here on scene. I want you to take a listen to what he has to say.
Good evening. Here we are again. And what we do know is this. We do know some cowardly individual walked up to a house with no idea who was inside and really didn't care who was inside and fired several rounds into that home. And now we have this terrible tragedy. Once again, somebody wanted a permanent solution to what I'm sure is a temporary problem. I guarantee you this will all be over something stupid. But the other thing I can guarantee you is that there will be an apprehension. Because I can tell you that the Wichita Police Department, we're going to work through the night. We have strong direction. We have the resources. I'll make sure they have the resources. But if you're listening to this, the only option you have is to turn yourself in. Call 911 and turn yourself in. It's the only possible thing that you could do to redeem yourself from doing something so horrifically horrible and, most importantly, cowardly. I mean, this is our children, and we're not, as a community, protecting them. And we're going to do our part, I can tell you that. Someone will be held accountable. Someone will answer for this. But we're also going to find out what that person's history has been, and I'm going to make sure that everybody's being accountable. I'm going to make sure the state legislature's being accountable, the judges are going to be accountable, because one thing's for sure, when somebody gets murdered in this city, we make an arrest. And now, I don't have any control about what happens after that, and I don't have also control over the fact that there's a lot of people that are walking around this city right now that have no business walking around this city right now. Enough with the leniency, enough with worrying about the criminal and not worrying about the victim. Well, I don't think it's random. It's very targeted, but when you just open up on a home from the outside, you couldn't possibly know unless you can see through walls. He just shot through everything. And now here's the result. I'm not going to say he didn't have any knowledge. What I'm going to say he didn't care who was inside. He just fired blindly and randomly, but obviously knew that the structure was occupied, but didn't worry about who it was occupied with. Certainly didn't care that there were 3 children in there. I don't care who was in there. No one deserves to be shot at in their home or in a home that they happen to be visiting. No one deserves that. There's no possible explanation what would justify doing that. And that's why we will be out here all night long. We have very strong direction. We're getting a lot of cooperation. People are mad. This job will come in. Somebody will be held accountable, at least one person. And that's why I can say to that person, time to call 911. It's the best and safest thing you can do for yourself is to surrender right now.
Again, real strong words there from Chief Joe Sullivan. We also have Dylan Domeng out on scene. He has been talking to people in that area, witnesses to this shooting. Dylan, what are they telling you?
Mike, we have seen people over the last hour come away from the scene, walk away visibly emotional. You can see it in their face, in tears. Some are still shaken up tonight. We talked to one woman who lives just across the street. She said she was on the phone with her brother when she heard between 10 and 15 gunshots. Take a listen.
One right after another. Pop, 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 pop. It was loud enough. Loud. Yeah.
And once again, Mike, an arrest has not been made as of now, but Chief Joe Sullivan did say they are following up on promising leads. And again, so once we know more information and have an update, we'll be able to provide that here on air and online. Mike, back to you.
All right, Dylan. Once again, just to recap, 2 young women in critical condition. A 3-month-old baby has been murdered tonight. We'll continue to follow this story. We have team coverage. Cale Chapman also monitoring the situation of a possible suspect and a lot of police activity in and around that area. So if there are any developments, we'll break in with that as well. You can stick with us tonight. Find every update we get to this story right here on the 12 News app and website.